talking about my own community. Oh, don't say anything. Why we pointing that out? Why we're talking about it? Because we're dying. That's why. We're killing one another. That's why. You got black people scared to go in their own damn communities. I remember last year watching television, and we had black folks in Chicago calling for martial law, calling for the National Guard to come in and help out local law enforcement just so they could go home safe at night. And we supposed to be quiet about that? We ain't supposed to say anything? We just supposed to look at race? We supposed to point the finger at white America like we ain't culpable? That's what we supposed to do? Nah. I'm not doing that. As Snoop Dogg says, I ain't selling out, I'm looking out.
All right, guys, so it seems like Stephen A. Smith is not the only black celebrity with an audience that is speaking out about the obvious issue of crime in this country. Stephen A. more specifically going off on crime in the black community, but he's also expressed dissatisfaction with the crime in New York City, a city that 50 Cent has left for greener pastures of Houston. And now 50 Cent, who also understands the reality of crime, is speaking out on a new woke law out in California, a no bail law that has been reinstated. He's speaking out about that because he's declared LA finished. Okay, LA is finished due to progressive criminal justice reform, which I tell you guys almost every single day is the biggest domestic terror threat to this country. Okay, the biggest threat to this country is woke progressive criminal justice reform. Okay, look at what has happened to these once great liberal cities across the country. They're a disaster. Again, even somebody like 50 Cent, who has a criminal history, criminal past, he even knows that LA is done. And he put out this video right here on Instagram that talks about the new bail reform law in LA that is going to allow criminals to basically get out of jail scotch-free and continue to terrorize people. Take a look.
Say this is finally a fair system, but I can tell you after speaking with people in law enforcement, many call it the degradation of crime.
Starting at midnight tonight, the Sheriff's Department will no longer detain people for crimes such as theft, shoplifting, drug use, vandalism, battery, and a whole host of other non-serious, non-violent crimes that affect the quality of life of people here in Los Angeles County. LA Deputy DA John McKinney explains that due to Judge Lawrence Riff's ruling, many people arrested will be released immediately without having to pay bail before their arraignment. Judge Riff made the point of saying that he implored California officials like the sheriff, the chief of police, the district attorney, the city attorney. He implored them to testify to explain why he shouldn't issue this order, and he was surprised when no one stood up to challenge it. No one challenged it. Not LAPD Chief Michael Moore, LA County Sheriff Robert Luna, or District Attorney George Gascon.
This system is not defensible. There is no evidence to suggest that money bail does any good.
Civil rights attorney Salil Dudani applauds Judge Riff's ruling and says the current cash bail system is unconstitutional and unfair.
The current system is not based on whether you're dangerous, on whether you're a flight risk, on whether there's really any need at all for you to be in jail. It's just based on how much money you can pay. That's not fair. It makes no sense.
Would you have challenged it?
I would have challenged it for sure.
Former Sheriff Alex Villanueva believes it's a mistake that no one opposed the ruling, but he says with the current leadership, he's not surprised.
And the biggest impact actually is not going to be on the Sheriff's Department at LAPD. It's going to be on the other 45 municipalities that have their own police departments, because now they carry the burden of having to deliver their own inmates to court until arraignment before they can go into the custody of the sheriff. That's going to be the biggest impact.
Under this new bail system, there are no second chances. If a person violates the bail schedule, they're put back on a cash bail system. From West Hollywood, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? 50 Cent gets the reality on crime. Too bad Los Angeles Democrats don't, okay? Including people who could have testified and told the judge, hey, why is this not good? Okay, why should I not reinstate this policy? None of them stepped up to say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not a good idea to just let criminals out on the streets like this. Maybe we should think before we do this. But no. Again, these are the people that, the people of Los Angeles County have voted for, and this is what they get. Again, these people are so dumb, right, that 50 Cent, a rapper, okay, is more intelligent. He has more common sense than the Democrats running LA. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has a better grasp on reality than almost all Los Angeles Democrats. Witness the hip-hop legend's Instagram post on a judge's recent order to reinstate LA's no bail policy, i.e. get out of jail free cards for all misdemeanors and nonviolent felonies. LA is finished. Watch how bad it gets out there. He's dead right. The rule, which expired in July 2022, was put into place during COVID to ease jail crowding with predictable results. The city saw a massive upsurge in crime over pre-pandemic levels. 60 crimes reported per 1,000 residents in 2022, up 11% over 2019. In downtown LA, a crime epicenter like San Francisco's Tenderloin, the overall rate was more than 6 times higher. For violent crimes alone, it was 45 per 1,000. For property crime, 167. The response from the woke left? Nonsense, like the move from LA City Council member Nithya Raman, who voted against a measure to criminalize unauthorized possession of catalytic converters and blamed the car manufacturers instead of the crooks who rip off the devices and strip them for parts. And in May came Judge Lawrence Riff's order to bring back the no bail rule on the bizarre grounds that the age-old practice of requiring bail is somehow unconstitutional. No wonder the city is facing atop to its massive crime, homelessness, and drug problems, a police exodus with staffing down below 2019 levels despite the elevated crime, or that about 120 prosecutors have left the DA's office under a back George Gascon, who is sitting on a mind-boggling 10,000 case backlog. And 50 Cent is no fire-breathing right-winger. He endorsed Donald Trump for president in 2020, but caved to public pressure and recanted. No, the man's using basic reasoning skills. If you reduce consequences for crooks and hamper law enforcement, crime goes up. If only LA big shots could follow that same simple logic. Yeah, so I remember that, right? I remember that time with 50 Cent before the election was coming out and talking about how, hey, I didn't like, Biden's tax policy, right? And he said that, look, New York is going to be a disaster under this tax plan, right? New York is going to be a disaster under Democrats if Biden gets elected. And lo and behold, look what happened. However, he had to, take back his conclusion, which is to vote Trump, after people like Chelsea Handler, who he used to date, told him that because he's black, he's not supposed to vote for Trump or support Trump. And I guess she believes that, she owns 50 Cent just because she had some black DNA inside her at one point.
You heard about my ex-boyfriend, right? 50 Cent and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, what's going on between you? I saw your tweets and I go, wait, what's happening? Because you said he was your favorite ex-boyfriend, and then what does he do? He's supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which, by the way, isn't a plan of Joe Biden's. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cents to 20 cents. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So I haven't heard back from him yet, but I am willing to, seal the deal in more ways than one if he changes his mind and publicly denounces Donald Trump. I might be willing to go for another spin, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was a whole different time period, right? Long time ago, okay? But yeah, 50 Cent, again, he was like, look, New York is going to be a disaster, okay, if Biden is elected. And lo and behold, it was. But let's read here real quick. In an Instagram post, the rapper shared a segment from Fox LA, Los Angeles, explaining that the city will be implementing a zero bail policy for misdemeanors and other non-violent felonies. The policy originally hit during the coronavirus pandemic to avoid overcrowding in prisons. The rapper addressed Los Angeles crime crisis last week in response to the recent reinstatement of the zero bail policy. Quote, LA is finished. Watch how bad it gets out there, he wrote. Yolo County District Attorney Jeff Reising told Fox News zero bail has had a tremendous impact on overall public safety. Quote, I mean, we have more people being shot at, stabbed, assaulted, robbed, beaten. These are real victims, and the numbers are staggering under zero bail, Reising said. Fox News added that a recent study found that, quote, suspects released without bail reoffended 70% more often than those who posted bail and were rearrested on 163% more charges. Ending cash bail has been a cause of celebrity for leftists who have argued the policy ensures low-income suspects spend time in prison. In 2021, 50 Cent moved from New York to Houston months after he railed against Biden's tax plan. Quote, I love New York, but I live in Houston now. I'll explain later, he wrote while sharing a photo of himself outside the Houston Astrodome. He also included 2 screenshots about a true crime television series, Confessions of a Crime Queen, that he produced. Green light gang, boom, his tweet concluded. Though Jackson did not specify what drove him away from New York, the move came months after he lit the internet on fire by telling his significant following to, quote, vote for Trump in response to Biden's wild tax plan. Quote, what the F, vote for Trump, the rapper whose real name is Curtis Jackson III, posted on Instagram, I'm out, F New York, the Knicks never win anyways. Quote, I don't care, Trump doesn't like black people, he added. 62% are y'all out of your effing mind. Now, again, it's funny because 50 knows that Trump doesn't have any issue with black people, right? Trump used to come on G Unit Radio back in the day in 2005.
I'm here, folks. I'm here. This
Smell the money.
Great group of people.
Smell the money. Because you know what? I think 50's on your heels, Trump.
Well, he's got to be catching me pretty soon. I tell you, he's doing pretty well.
I think this is him on line 11 right here. That's Hove. I hope it's not.
Shade 45. Hello?
Hello?
Yo, Hove, where's 50 at?
That's the boss.
I'm right here.
Oh, all right, 50.
That's
We
a
got
familiar
Donald
voice.
Trump here.
I hear you on there with the big man.
Yeah, I told him you on his heels.
How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm fine.
Well, you know, I have some kids, and myself included, but I have kids, they think you are the best, the absolute best. Wow. That's pretty cool, I'll tell you. My little daughter Ivanka and my son Eric, these people, they just love your music. Wow.
Man, I'm going to keep making it.
Well, you're going to keep making it. You better keep making it. I'm going to have some angry children if you don't keep making it.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you. Congratulations on the great success, man. That's amazing.
Man. Thank you.
Yeah, the guy that allegedly doesn't like black folks, right? Back before he ran for president, black people loved him. Okay, they had him on his radio show. They were basically worshiping at the altar of Trump, right? They love Trump. Again, it's just amazing how politics have evolved over the years. But regardless, 50 Cent, who again kind of called it with New York, like, yo, I'm leaving New York. New York is out of control. He's not the only millionaire that has exited New York, that has just left New York. A ton of millionaires have left New York. That state, that city is on a decline, right? And now he's calling it for L.A., right? He said L.A. is finished, okay? That no bail law is insane. Again, it's, 50 Cent, I'm not trying to bring him down or anything like that, but, he got a criminal past, right? So, hey, real recognize real. A criminal knows when, the policies and the local laws are in favor of them, right? And 50 Cent could see it, right? He can see it with L.A. So, again, this is something I've been talking about for a long time. It's just amazing that you have rappers that are smarter, that have more common sense than Democrats. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.